At the top of the broadcast, we talked about how McDade had such great mobility, and we were wondering whether or not Davis would be able to pick up in that department, and he sure has. A good job by Carl Davis to get outside and make something out of nothing as the official marks offsides by the Sugarland Express, so that'll move the Texas Rampage up 5. But like I was saying, Davis did an excellent job of avoiding the rush, stepping out of the pocket, and picking up a nice 6 or 7 yards for the Texas Rampage.
Clock running now as we are just about 2.5 minutes into the second quarter of play. The Rampage in scoring position once again. So now instead of 3rd and long, it'll be about 3rd and 6 as there's an I formation in the backfield behind number 4, Carl Davis. Almost a busted play there. He gets the pass off quickly to Canty on the right side, and he runs down to what looks like first down yardage. We'll have to wait for the official spot. And no sooner do I say that than we find out it is indeed 1st and goal for the Texas Rampage.
You can never go wrong with getting the ball to Ed Canty out in the flats. It was a good job of Davis of looking off Canty and looking across the middle to kind of freeze up the linebackers of the Sugarland Express and then dumping the ball off to Canty, who did indeed pick up the first down.
Any pass to a running back coming out of the backfield should be pretty successful provided you have receivers downfield. And now this time there is a fumble as it looked like Davis was trying to go straight ahead.
Get up, you don't have it. Green ball.
And it's a turnover. Sugarland Express get the ball.
But it seemed like there was a mix-up on the quarterback exchange Davis was trying to hand the ball off to Reggie Jackson, and the ball just squirted out, and it was up in the air, and Sugarland came down for it. That's big. That's big for Sugarland as they stop Texas Rampage on the front door, practically, of scoring another touchdown. Now Sugarland needs to move the ball out and kind of give their offense some breathing room.
You can see the ball pop straight up in the air, just as you said, Patrick. And that is the second time now that the Texas Rampage have been in a goal line situation here and failed to score. Now they still have the lead 7-0, but it could be more than that if they had been able to cash in earlier. And so now number 11, Dwight McDonald, will bring the Sugarland Express up to the line of scrimmage again. Split backs in the backfield behind him, 2 wide receivers split wide. The handoff goes inside to the first man through. That would be number 31, Marcus J. McPeters. He only got back to the line. Penalty markers down. I have a feeling we may see holding against the Express.
We got a personal foul.
That or a face mask.
Defense, 15 yards, first down.
And it sure is a face mask, Robert. And of course, whenever it's a face mask, you got to wonder if is it the 5-yard or the 15-yard personal foul. And it was the personal foul 15-yard variety.
So that will give the Sugarland Express a little bit of breathing room there. And I can hear the officials talking about grabbing on to something. I thought maybe he was talking to one of the offensive linemen for grabbing on to the defender, but no. Turned out to be a defensive player who grabbed onto the face mask of McPeters. So now McDonald and company start just across their own 20-yard line. A pro set once again as McDonald looks them over. Here's a quick handoff coming to the near side to number 44, and he is down at about the 36-yard line.
All right, here we go. Way to go,
Your ball carry on that play, Robin Granger. He's a fullback, 6'1", 240 pounds. Played his college ball at Mississippi State University, I guess under Jackie Sherrill.
Yeah, and Granger did a great job of avoiding the blitz there. Ben Molina came in from his defensive back position and just shot through untouched. But Granger did a good job of getting outside and avoiding that blitz.
Second down and about 5 needed. They're sticking with the pro set are the Sugarland Express. McDonald drops straight back and wants to throw. He's looking, can't find anyone open, so he wants to run, which he can do. He breaks free. He's going to be down right about the 40-yard line, maybe to the 41. At any rate, it's first down yardage for the Sugarland Express.
And I think that may be the first time that McDonald was actually able to set up in the pocket and had a couple seconds to look at his receivers to throw the ball. Good job by the Express offensive line to give him some time. The only problem is that the Express wide receivers were not getting open. Good job by the Rampage secondary.
They did indeed have excellent coverage downfield. Looked for a moment as if number 88, Oliver Taylor, might have broken open, but he was only open for a split second. And even by the time McDonald spotted him, it was too late. He dropped straight back to pass again. Again forced out of the pocket, this time nowhere to go, as he is met quickly at about the 36-yard line. Looks like number 11, that would be defensive back James Foster. James Foster served in the United States Marine Corps before, so you know that when you go against him, he's going to step right up and hit you in the mouth. That's exactly what he did to McDonald on that play. Loss of yards will make it 2nd down and 15. Once again, they go with the pro set. Quick handoff this time to number 44, going straight ahead. Number 44 would be your fullback, Robin Granger. He gets about 4 yards, so it'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 12. McDonald rolls right, looking to pass, fires a quick strike downfield, intended for number 88, Oliver Taylor. Number 84, E.J. Cobb, who's also in the immediate vicinity, and he kind of threw it low and in between the two of those two players, so the pass falls incomplete. To bring up 4th down and long for the Sugarland Express, and once again, a punting situation.
Sugarland still has not been able to move the ball successfully. The reason they have the room they have is via that 15-yard penalty, Robert. But other than that, they haven't been too successful. Alongside with McDonald's running, that's about the only bright spot that have come on offense for the Sugarland Express.
Once again, it's number 25, Devon Hawkins, who's lined up in punt formation. Snap is low this time, and he gets it away, and I mean that thing went straight up in the air and off the side of his foot. That was probably from scrimmage a 5 or 6 yard punt.
On the kicking team, I need a white captain. I need a white captain. Legal participation here. All right, if you take the play, your ball 1st and 10 right there.
There's going to be a penalty on Sugarland. I think it may be 1 too many men on the field, and that's definitely going to be declined by the Texas Rampage.
1st down.
And Robert, as you said, that punt was probably 6 yards.
What's the old saying? Wouldn't have been a home run in a telephone booth? Of course, that's baseball, but you could pretty well apply it to this situation. Of course, the snap was low, and he really was lucky to get it off, but he had the presence of mind to just pick it up quickly and punt it. So in that case, you really can't fault him. There's also a penalty, as we mentioned, illegal participation, so that didn't help matters. And it looks like the Rampage elected to take the penalty is now Carl Davis and company back in the game. And fumbles the snap, but picks it up quickly. Davis is back to pass, and the pass is off to number 48, Eric Scott. He is down close to the 20-yard line. That was about a 23-yard gain on the play.
Davis did a great job back there of keeping his composure. The ball was fumbled. He easily could have panicked, but instead he kept his composure and threw a strike to his receiver. Just an excellent throw and a good pickup for the Texas Rampage.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rampage at about the 23-yard line. Clock continuing to run. We've got 7 minutes until the half. And a handoff this time goes wide to the near side. Actually doesn't go wide, but it goes to the near sideline. And that was number 42, Caronci Phillips. He's out of Sunset High School. We called his name a little bit the last time, but this is the first time we've seen him tonight. He gets to about the 20-yard line, so we'll call it second down and about 8. Davis is under center. Goes back to pass. He was looking for Scott breaking open on the far sideline. However, number 52 of the Sugarland Express was there to tip it. Almost intercepted it, and he knocked it down. So the pass falls incomplete, and it'll bring up third down and long for the Texas Rampage.
Carl Davis never even saw that linebacker for Sugarland standing right there. He popped up at the last second, and like you said, Robert, almost made the pick. Good job of defense there, and Davis just never saw him.
So third down is still about 8 needed. This time they go to the I formation. 2 receivers to the far sideline. Davis drops back to pass. There was rush coming from the left side, and he never saw it. That was number 94 coming in from his defensive end position, and he is Demetrius Harold. Demetrius Harold, before he played here with the Sugarland Express, served in the United States Army. He broke through like an Army mule on that play and was able to get to Carl Davis.
Phillips, the back there who was in the block, didn't even pick up the blitz, which he should have done, which led straight to Carl Davis being pressured.
So now it will turn into a 37-yard field goal attempt as Brad Bridges boots it high, long enough, and straight through. And with 5:27 left until the half, your score is now the Texas Rampage 10 and the Sugarland Express nothing.
So far, we've seen the Texas Rampage pretty much control and dominate this game, Robert. However, they've not been able to punch it in once they've broken the red zone of Sugarland Express, which could be telling as they need to win the rest of their contests to make it to the playoffs. They need to be able to punch it in when they're in the red zone. A good job, of course, you got to give some credit to Sugarland defense. They've done a good job of stiffening up once the Texas Rampage have gotten inside that 20-yard line.
Of course, the Sugarland offense hasn't looked bad. They have had little or no success throwing the football. However, when number 11, their quarterback, Dwight McDonald, that is, wants to run the ball, he has been very effective for them. So their offense hasn't looked bad, just that they haven't gotten themselves close to the end zone too many times. I think maybe if they just stick a little more with the running game, all that could change here very soon. We await the kickoff now. This time it's going to be number 12 doing the kicking chore. The left-footed kicker boots it deep. It's taken short at about the 24-yard line by number 44, McPeters. A solid whack delivered there, but he carries a couple of Rampage players to about midfield, and there he is met by his teammates.
That was an incredible stick by Granger, I believe that is number 44 for the Sugarland Express. Just an incredible pop he laid on somebody from the Texas Rampage and just drove him. He literally carried the Texas Rampage player 10 yards, bringing it into Texas Rampage territory.
And that was indeed number 44, Robin Granger, and not his backfield mate, Marcus McPeters. So I knew it was the running back, but it was the other running back. That's what it was, whatever the case. That was a heck of a return. And so the Sugarland Express now, great field position. Great position for Dwight McDonald and company. Possibly get some points on the board here before the half. And the give is to Granger, straight ahead. He gets about 3 yards. It's down to about the 46-yard line. It'll bring up second down and 7.
And it's imperative that the Sugarland Express offense get some points on the board, whether it be a field goal or better a touchdown. but they definitely need to score here, as the Texas Rampage are only maybe a touchdown or maybe a couple scores away from actually putting this game away early.
I think ball control will be big, especially here. If the Express can sustain a drive here, get into the end zone, and eat a lot of time off the clock, that would help their cause. Well, this time McDonald wanted to hand off. I think somebody missed the sign as he was trapped in the backfield. That was a busted play and now loses yardage. So now it brings up a 3rd down and about 13 situation. And just when the Express offense appeared to be moving in the right direction, now all of a sudden they're backed up. Only 2 wide receivers in the picture. They're going with the pro set. McDonald is lined up under center. Drops back. He was looking for number 2. That would be Dwayne Armstrong, the wide receivers. Looking for Armstrong on the fade pattern, and he threw the ball out of bounds. So the incompletion now will make it 4th and 13. And a punting situation for the Sugarland Express. And hopefully for them, this one will go better than the last time, where there was a fumbled snap, and even though he did manage to get the punt off, it was only a 4-yard punt. That ended up in a field goal for the Texas Rampage. It's number 25, Devallin Hawkins, lined up in punt formation. Number 21, Jimmy Hooker, back deep to receive for the Texas Rampage. And trouble on the snap again, and this time Hawkins will not be so lucky. The recovery, and now they're still bouncing around. And an Express player picked it up, but way back there, and it was too late to do anything about it. I'm telling you, we've seen some crazy plays tonight.
Sure have. That ball must have squirted back about 20 yards all the way down to the Express 1 or 2 yard line. I think the officials are going to mark it on about the 4. But to any avail, the Texas Rampage are, for the 3rd time in this game, Robert, going to have excellent field position via a botched play by Sugarland.
I tell you, player after player from both teams, had a chance to get that. The ball just kept squirting around back there. And now, once again, the Texas Rampage get the ball, and they ought to be able to smell the end zone by this point. A touchdown here would give them a comfortable 17-0 halftime lead. We'll have to see how the Sugarland defense responds. 2 tight ends in the game. They give straight ahead to Canty, and he is in for the Texas Rampage touchdown.
So Canty once again shows that he has the ability to take over from Mike Moore. Mike Moore, who we've not seen all day. We don't know if he's injured or what the case is, but Canty's done an excellent job filling in for Mike Moore, as he already has had a 24-yard touchdown, but he now adds a 4-yard scamper. Bridges is on to tack on the PAT.
Here's the snap. Bridges belted it low and hooking slightly to the left, but through the uprights nonetheless. So with 3 minutes left until the half, the score is now the Texas Rampage 17 and the Sugarland Express nothing.
And if the Sugarland Express want to stay in this game, they're going to have to go down and move the ball and score. They've not shown very much on offense this first half, but McDonald's going to have to lead his team down and get some sort of score before this halftime is over, so that they can kind of have a little bit of momentum going into the locker room.
Once again, number 12 will be kicking off for the Texas Rampage. 12 is the number normally worn by quarterback Mike McDade. He is out due to injury, so someone else is wearing that number. We're not sure who he is at the moment. He's a left-footed place kicker. Now, number 88, Oliver Taylor. And number 2 will be back deep to receive for the Sugarland Express.
All right, here we go, White.
Dwayne Armstrong, number 2, and number 88, Oliver Taylor, back deep. And the kick is away. It is high, but short, taken by one of the up men at about the 19-yard line. And he breaks free right up the middle and is across the 40-yard line, and a penalty marker comes in late and from way downfield. Number 1, Will Thomas, a former Nebraska Cornhusker, had a good run. He's 6'1", 180 pounds. Looks to be a little taller than that, though. Showed off some of his good quickness.
And they're going to call a personal foul spearing on one of the Texas Rampage players. And Robert, I know you saw that by the official. That was an incredible toss of the yellow flag.
Yes, it was.
That came in from 20 yards out.
Spearing, you know, you mentioned before that these guys play under NFL rules, and one thing that the NFL has done here in the last season or two is really crack down on infractions involving the helmet, the head area, and the use of the helmet. And we get a spearing call here in this game, and the only thing I can say about spearing is, ouch. You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So 15 extra yards for McDonald and company to work with, and with 2:48 before the half, they could conceivably score here. But not like that. That is not how you want it to end up, as McDonald seemed to have a little more time, but was not able to get the ball away. And, you know, after a while, your time runs out on you, and you're sacked in the backfield. He lost quite a bit of yardage. They were on about the 44. Now they're backed up to their own 46.
Clint Edmonds did a good job of getting the initial pressure, and then Mike Roy came in and finished off McDonald. But this very active defensive line for the Rampage have just been giving fits to the Sugarland Express offensive line, and that's got to stop if the Express want to get back in this game.
So to bring up 2nd down and 19 as we approach the 2-minute mark, and there is the signal from the official. It is the 2-minute warning. So number 11, Dwight McDonald, will come over to the sideline, chat things over with his coach, see if he and his Express teammates can get something going here before the half.
You flush it, you gotta press. You gotta press. You gotta press it.
Now players from both teams chatting things over with the official there at midfield, as you can see in the center of your screen. But it is a pleasant conversation. They're exchanging pleasantries and just, you know, chatting things over, which is good to see in a game like this, some sportsmanship prevailing. As we come back from the 2-minute warning, McDonald now brings the play in. Had to figure with 2 minutes to go until the half, being down 17-0, that maybe the Express can afford to turn things loose a little bit here. Second down and about 19. There's a quick strike over the middle.
Well,
that pass was fired quickly and completed to number 81. And it is very tough to call. That was Darren Elkins.
yeah, they're going to rule it a catch and fumble, and I believe that's the correct call from the officials. As the rule states, you've got to have the ball in your grasp for 2 complete steps, and he definitely did, as he was then fumbled the ball, and now the Rampage take it over with under 2 minutes. Let's see if Davis can pull a little McDade action out and lead his team to another score within 2 minutes.
It was a quick strike, and for a split second there, it looked to be a successful pass play for the Express, which we haven't seen much of tonight. But Elkins, unfortunately for them, dropped the ball. Now out of shotgun formation, here's Davis firing downfield. He was going for number 1 Bernard Stiggers, and it was right through his hands.
Stiggers was open coming back on that curl route, but it seems as if Davis can get on track here, that they're going to be able to move the ball, as they do have all 3 of their timeouts, Robert, if I'm not mistaken.
That play used up only 4 seconds of game time, and since it was a pass, the clock stopped when it was incomplete. Now, of course, the official starts the clock as we're set and ready to go. Shotgun formation, this time for Davis. 3 wide receivers to the near sideline. He's firing downfield for number 22, Mike Moore, and it was almost intercepted. That was indeed Mike Moore, a running back out of Baylor. And as you mentioned, we hadn't seen him as much tonight as we had previously, and we had wondered what the story was on Moore. This time he came in and ran out of the backfield trying to catch a pass, and that one was almost picked off. And it's one of the many times here we've seen a player with a chance for an interception only to drop the ball.
Whoa, that was weak, wasn't it?
So now 3rd down and 10. Clock running, just over a minute to play. Davis out of shotgun formation. He is hit blindsided and dropped at the 30-yard line, and he was fortunate to hold on to the ball, as it was number 94 of the Express who took him down. That is Demetrius Harold out of the United States Army. That's the 2nd time now we've seen him break through from that side untouched and get to Carl Davis.
And Davis, like you said, did an excellent job of holding on to the ball, as he was just hammered from his blind side. Didn't even know the guy was coming. Good job by Davis of holding on, and a good job of the Sugarland Express defense of holding this Rampage offense.
Now the punt is away, and we are going to have roughing the kicker as the ball bounces. Scooped up. Oh, here's a lateral. It's number 2 Armstrong, and now he slips down at the 30-yard line. But hold everything, folks. This play basically will not count, as we had contact. In fact, it was more than contact. It was like a block or almost a hit even on the punter. Players from the Express pleading their case.
We got personal foul, roughing the kicker on the defense.
But to no avail, as personal foul, roughing the kicker on the Express. That'll be 15 yards and should be a 1st down for the Texas Rampage.
And the Express defenseman was arguing that since it was a botched play, that he had the right to run into the kicker, but the only time they have the right to hit the kicker is if they block the kick, which they did not do. And of course, once again, like the face mask, that could either be running into the kicker or roughing the kicker. One's 5, one's 15. Well, they got the extreme version, the 15-yard, the roughing into the kicker, the personal foul one, which will give the Texas Rampage a 1st down.
Roughing the kicker on the defense. That's 1st and 10. 1st and 10.
Well, now the kicker did not actually go down on that play. And now with 12 seconds, the Rampage call a timeout. But getting back to that punt play, now the kicker did not actually go down on that play, but the contact was such that he was knocked back and hit pretty well straight on.
Yeah, I think that was a good call. Running into the kicker is kind of like if a defense player dives by and kind of nicks the kicker. But when you make solid contact like the Express player did, then that's definitely roughing the kicker. That's the difference in the two.
And as you saw just a moment ago, we have 12 seconds left before the half. Rampage have 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line. They called a timeout. If they throw the ball, they have time to run a couple of plays here. I don't know if they will be able to get into field goal range and get the field goal team out there in time, though. 4 wide receivers come to the near sideline, and instead the pass is to the far sideline to number 1 Bernard Stiggers, and he is juking and jiving and trying to get free before being solidly met by number 6. And I tell you, he was so exuberant in his celebration, he knocked himself over. We have to find out who that was. That was number 6, Kurt Martin.
Kurt Martin made a great hit.
And at any rate, that will end the first half of play. Our score is the Texas Rampage 17 and